The realist must finish 2024 strong. Beating around the bush, being too broad, worrying about what the outcome will be isn't going to cut it. If you want to truly get what it is that you want to get done and get to where you want to be, because you're not showing yourself what it is that you're really trying to do. You're not showing others what it is that you're attempting to do when you beat around the bush and you be too broad. I want to talk about how people like to talk for you, yo. And if you're this type of person, and you know where I'm coming from, and it's little things, let's not overly dramatize here, but it builds once you get older. And don't be too old to where it's too late and you look back and see that actually affected you much more than you thought it did and landed you right where you are right now. And now you've got regret, now you've got if and or but, and now you kind of get into this attitude as if you should be someone who deserves to talk for other people, where you believe you should be someone who's trying to dictate someone else's life because you couldn't do what it is that you wanted to do, because the whole time you allowed other people to affect, influence, and talk for you. So where's this coming from, yo? I just had a random thought earlier. My dad, when he passed away, all these stories just coming out of the blue about him that were just out of or it was just wild, yo. And it was like, why is it that when someone is gone, all of a sudden people want to hop out of the bushes and speak their mind on some things as if they cared, as if they knew something you should have knew a long time ago? Don't get it twisted when I say people like to talk for you, because sometimes that's a good thing. So we got past the negative part, but sometimes that's a good thing, because you're just a person who grew up the way you did. You might be a little too naive. You might be a little too, to yourself. If you're allowing people to speak for you, that helps you. And you didn't even ask them. And now you got help because they spoke for you. They're good people. So don't get it twisted. A lot of people who speak for you really got your back. They got your back. I was going to tell this one, don't allow people to speak for you. But sometimes it's not, you just didn't know. And they had good intentions. So guess what? That means you're around the right people. That's what's going on right now. Finish 2024 strong. Recognize that you want to be the type of person that you would want to be around, right? So be that. And that's what really, I hope that made sense, because that really will help. It allows you to be around the right people, and you weren't looking. You never were looking. No, it finds every time, yo. You find it every time. And that's when you don't beat around the bush. Because if you beat around the bush, you're not telling the existence what it is you truly want. You're not saying what it is you really want when you beat around the bush. Okay? When you're telling that person that you got a crush on, you know what I'm saying? And you're not telling them what they need to hear. You're beating around the bush. You probably ain't gonna get her. You know what I'm saying? You're beating around the bush if you ain't saying that's the ride you want. And you're saying, oh, well, anyone, and now you ain't gonna get the actual one you want. You're beating around the bush, yo. If you can't get specific when you need to call out certain topics, whether it be certain creators, whether it be certain, situations, certain news broadcasts and things, if you're being broad and you're not being specific, no, this is what happened, and you're not doing that, you're beating around the bush. People aren't going to really know what it is you're even speaking about, or if that's even helpful information. So finish 2024 strong. And at the end of the day, it's always best to not allow people to speak for you. You know what I'm saying? But it's not a bad thing. But you have a mouth. You have a mouth, though. If there's something you need help with, and this is something that we're working on here, actually. Because, there's definitely a bunch of areas I know that I could be way better in, and I can work on for sure. There's some areas that I definitely need work on when it comes to a lot of things like communication, when it comes to a lot of things like speech, when it comes to a lot of things like vocabulary, and even brushing up on and just business communication and trying to go about things the right way and trying to come correct. There's a lot I need to learn, still, so we all got areas and that's where you need community. That's where you need things like, yeah, it's not a bad thing though when people speak for you or about you. It's not bad when people speak about you. You know what I'm saying? So we got to watch it sometimes when we get on here, knowing that what you're doing is to receive attention, and then in the same breath make something to talk about, and they're going to be gossiping and stuff. Well, now then again, not everything's going to be perfect, and not everyone's going to rock with you, and it's the way it be, yo. You know what I'm saying? But what's been said already doesn't need to be said again. And that's one thing I always like to kind of throw out there when it comes to this channel, is what's been said already does not need to be said again on here. So this is why we come a little, some may call it, a little different, a little eccentric, whatever word you guys want to use, unique, a little more just ourselves when it comes to things like this. Because if you're not, that's when we get into things like you perhaps being placed in a situation or an environment or a place based on someone speaking for you. And you didn't speak for yourself, and you didn't specify, no, this is who I really am. No, this is what I did. No, you're not going to slander. No, you're not going to gossip. No, I got proof right here. You can't do that over here. You won't get away with that over here. So good luck trying that over here. And of course you wouldn't show your face trying to do that over here. Okay, so it just really depends on situations, and for the most part, this is something that we've seen slow down very quickly. The more we continue to really take care of the things that it is that we're trying to do. So I think I'm gonna go ahead and end it there. And I hope you guys all have a good day.